So first of all, Jennifer, you've had such an incredible career and you've done so much to support the community, but I'm curious, what are some like life mantras that you apply to your career?
Oh, to my career?
Yeah.
So from an overall career, one of my mantras is, doing things that I'm interested in, doing things that are fun, and doing things that I'm passionate about.
That you enjoy,
that I
genuinely.
enjoy, yeah. And my career has all been in tech.
Yeah.
I love tech. And so a lot of what I've done since I retired was how to get more women involved.
Yeah.
So from a program called Technovation for Girls to get more girls into tech.
Yeah.
To SheBoot to help get more women founders, raise capital and grow their businesses. And getting more women angels involved so that it's easier for women to raise capital, but the whole gamut from...
Yeah. So I wonder, is it supply versus demand in the sense of, are you getting a lot of people coming to you to choose from, or are you feeling like there's not enough, you have to go find them?
It's interesting. When we first started working on getting more women founders capitalized, the very first thing I remember years ago was a colleague putting together a spreadsheet to help, who knew of a woman founder to add their name to the spreadsheet, we'll start tracking them.
Wow.
And the view from some people was, well, the reason they're not getting funded is because they don't exist. And then as we started tracking them, it's okay, they exist.
Yeah.
And then at Invest Ottawa, with Sonia Shorey, started the Women-Owned Businesses Subcommittee at Invest Ottawa, and started looking hard at the programming and how the programming is described, how the website is described, when the programming is held, what time of day.
Yeah.
And as we started to make changes, women showed up. And, it's not that they don't exist, it's that the programs weren't geared to them.
Yeah.
And, if you do all of your startup programming at night, and many women founders are also, running the family, they've got children, they've got
very true.
The bulk of the childcare.
Yeah.
They don't really want to be out every night.
Yeah.
So trying to bring programming to where they're at, to times that they can attend, making those changes. And really, there are a lot of women out there doing really interesting things.
Yeah. So say we have all the resources in the world available to women founders and women investors. Do you feel like there's still apprehension to get in those fields as women? And if you do, why do you think that is? What do you think it is as women that's holding us back from getting into these fields?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple of different things. When we look at women angels, one, most women don't see themselves as, it just isn't on their radar about being an angel. They might have the capital to be an angel. They might, be, accredited, in terms of their wealth to be an angel, but it's just not on their list of things to do. It's not something that comes up at anything they go to. There's a lot about, when you're a high net worth woman, getting involved in philanthropy.
Yeah.
And all of your friends are very complimentary when you get involved in philanthropy. And so I get validated if I get involved in philanthropy. Angel investing, it's like, I don't know anything about it. Maybe I went to a meeting once and none of the people were like me in the room.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable in that room. I don't get it. Isn't it gambling?
Right, and it can feel overwhelming. That is a huge thing, isn't it, gambling? I do hear that. It's like such a high risk.
Yeah, it's a high risk. But, for many women, so realistically, there is risk in angel investing. You will not make money off of every investment you make.
Yep, it's very true.
Which is why you need a portfolio.
You need a portfolio because ultimately, wherever you're going to lose, you want to make sure the one that's going to win is going to gain enough.
It's going to gain. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But many of these women, if they do lose, or if it takes a while to have a positive outcome from one of your investments, there's no risk to the family home, dinner on the table, other things that they're doing.
Yeah.
Just like they can afford philanthropy. And I think the real conversation is, why is it good to be an angel investor? Like, what's the What's the motivation? Why would I do it? And, so if I think of something like, you're a major hospital donor. You really care about women's health.
Yep.
So you're donating to the hospital and you're donating to the maternal wing. Well, think about that whole end-to-end of women's health in Canada. We need more research. We need more products.
Yep.
We need more services.
Yep.
Right? So start looking at femtech. And, some of the amazing women founders that are changing women's health.
Yeah.
At Capital Angel Network, just a few months ago, we invested in a company that's now got a blood test for endometriosis.
Wow.
Game-changing.
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 Yes.
She, that kind of work and the work that she's doing is as important as supporting the hospital.
Yeah.
And, these women need capital to grow these businesses to change how women's health is happening. So if you think about the conversation to the hospital donor, it's keep donating, like the hospitals are a great cause.
Yeah.
But also think about the whole ecosystem of women's health and how you could use your capital to strengthen that. Or if your mission is climate change, that with your capital, you can impact our ability to address climate change by investing in some of the founders, like Alita Burke at Grocer, who's working on how to have sustainable agriculture in areas like the far north and deserts where we can't otherwise grow food, which is going to become more important as we increase the amount of land that's not arable. Or Evelyn Allen at Evercloak, who's working on transforming HVAC, and we're increasing the use.
That was so cool. I saw that.
Yeah, it's really cool, right? And we're using more and more HVAC as the world warms.
Absolutely.
And it just makes the situation worse. So having technology that will address that, and as you, so as a woman of wealth, you can use your capital and you can make these changes and you can help women take these ideas to fruition and to grow and scale their companies. And seeing that as, it's not philanthropy, you're doing it to get a return on investment. But it is impact. It's how to use your capital for multiple types of impact. And women just don't think of that. They don't see themselves that way.
Yeah, well, I think it's interesting if you're into philanthropy and you already have the nature of, I'm going to put this much money in and I don't want it back. I think angel investing is actually a really good area because now you're giving the money with an intention to see it through and see what it's actually doing, as opposed to not knowing what's happening. That's where my passion comes in, because I've always been in philanthropy, but it's really nice to say, you know what, I'm going to invest in this cause that's forward moving, and I'm going to actually see it matter for the future. Like, that is really exciting. And I know you spoke too about women founders coming with ideas, and sometimes they have businesses, but you guys, it might not be a good fit for your company. And I know people were wondering, because everybody wants to be at your network, which I noticed that was the theme of yesterday. But I realized even if you have a blowout bar for hair or a nail salon, even if it's those types of businesses, you could, and that's what you're doing, and you want to, scale and grow and have more stores or whatever. There's still, if you do your job well enough as a woman running your business, you're going to find areas of concern that need improvement, that everybody would be interested in improvement. And then maybe finding the right people to create that tech, and then there's an avenue to then work with you, and it all plays into place. So basically being resourceful is really important. Like, I feel like women are very apprehensive, but there's so many opportunities there. You just got to figure out where you can fit into it.
And you have to start. You have to start somewhere.
Yes.
And get going. But not be defeated before you start. Right? Because you're going to go out there and you're going to get told it's really hard to get a loan as a woman. It's really hard to get capital as a woman. And so before you've even started, you've decided you're going to have to bootstrap. And bootstrapping for some businesses is great, right? But it's slow. So if you want to have greater impact, like bringing in capital allows you to scale faster, have more impact more lives. Whatever your mission is, it can be bigger and broader with capital. And, so rather than thinking, I can't do this, or I can't get that, or I have to do it this way, go out and find the networks. You talked yesterday about community. Find the community that can help you unlock the capital that you need to grow and scale your business.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. Well, it's always such a pleasure to talk to you, truly, honestly. I always find you're just so interesting to talk to, so thank you, Jennifer.
Well, thank you very much.